Hey everybody, it's Lo and welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. Today I'm going to be showing you a full day of eating. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. So for today's full day of eating, it is a weekday, but I'm currently off of work for a little bit. So this isn't anything like how I meal prep for work. It's not my regular weekly meal prep that's super planned out and super thought out. So it is a bit looser, but I do have a lot of videos, and included in a lot of videos is just some meal prepping stuff if you want to look at that. But this is just a full day of eating while going to the gym and mostly working on stuff from my apartment. And then tonight, Clemens and I are going to make dinner here and then go and get a treat afterwards. So let's just get started. It's the morning. I did sleep in and I've brushed my teeth and washed my face. And while I make my bed, I like to do this every morning whether I have work or not, is to have some apple cider vinegar water to sip on that while I make my bed before eating anything. I also can't eat for 30 minutes after taking my medicine that I take for my narcolepsy. So let's just get started on making that apple cider vinegar water. For my apple cider vinegar water, just get a glass. And then this water bottle I actually fill up at night before I go to sleep. So when I wake up in the morning, I just take my vitamins and everything with this water, and it just gets warm overnight to room temperature because it starts off really cold since it's from my Brita in my refrigerator. So I like some room temperature water with this, and I'll just fill that up in there. And then this I'll just refill with my Brita for the day. And then I like taking 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, make sure it has the mother. One spoonful of honey. I get this local honey at Sprouts. But of course you can go to a farmer's market and get really good local honey. So much better. So it's not a full spoonful. I'll throw that in there. And then some lemon. Usually just half a lemon, so 1 lemon will last you 2 days. And I like using this lemon squeezer to really get everything out, but sometimes the seeds end up in there. So my mom also found me this thing, which you can put the lemon in and it catches all the seeds, but I just like doing it like this because then I get the most juice, but also no seeds. And then that way it tastes really sweet. I'm just gonna let it sit for a minute. That way the honey can break down from the apple cider vinegar and it can taste really sweet instead of just the honey sitting down at the bottom. And I sip on that while I make my bed, which is usually the first thing that I do in the morning, but thought I'd get ready for you guys a little bit. And during the workday, I'll get up, make my bed, and then continue sipping on it while I get ready in the bathroom. What I'm going to do in the meantime is make a breakfast thing, which is also something that I like to make for work. And it's usually the first thing that I have as soon as I sit down at work. And this I like having because it has a lot of probiotics in it. So for this, I like to use the Cocoa yogurt. This is a small one, so it only has 2 servings, but usually I get the 4 serving ones. So it's a bit cheaper per serving, and it'll last me for most of a week. So each serving is just half a cup. So I'm just gonna put half of that in the bowl. And then what I like to do for this is I read Beyond the Pill, and in that she talks about seed cycling to help with your hormones. And for me, my periods are never regularly each month because she says to do 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds and 2 tablespoons of flax seeds for half of your period, your cycle, and then the other half to do 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds and 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. So because my periods are irregular, she said that if that's the case, then you can do it based on the moon phases. So I believe it's from new moon to full moon, you can do the pumpkin and flax seeds just until you get regular. So that is what I'm going to do. And on the times when it's not pumpkin and flax seeds, then I just eat the yogurt with blueberries as is. I'll just take that to work and have the yogurt. But for this time, I am going to make it into almost like a chia pudding seed soup thing. So I'm doing 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, 2 tablespoons of ground up flaxseed, and then so it's really good. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of chia seeds and a tablespoon of hemp seeds. So right now it's just a ton of seeds and the yogurt in there, and I'm going to add in some almond milk. I typically do original unsweetened almond milk, but right now I believe it's sweetened or vanilla or something, because I ran out and Clemens was going to the grocery store and I told him, get me unsweetened original almond milk. And then he called me, he was like, what was it again? I was like, unsweetened original, it should only be like 30 calories. And he brought me sweetened. So it's a bit more, usually I just do unsweetened original. It's a little bit better for you, but this is what I have. I didn't want to be like, no, return it, or like I'm gonna waste $5. So I'm using it just for now. It's probably like a quarter cup of that in there. And then my blueberries are already washed. I'm just gonna do some of those. And then I have some strawberries. I'm just gonna do 2 because they're pretty big. All right, so here's what it looks like. And I'm just going to mix it around so everything's all mixed. And it's all going to absorb that almond milk. And right now I'm just going to stick it like how it is in the refrigerator. And I will have this, after I make my bed, after I have the apple cider vinegar and finish getting ready, I will have this. And then soon after, I'm going to go to the gym. So this is like my breakfast, super high in probiotics and good fats. So it will keep me full. And it's super good and good for your hormones, depending on if it's your time of month. All right, so my bed is made and I drink the apple cider vinegar water, and the breakfast that I made right before I drank the apple cider vinegar, that's in the refrigerator. I'm going to have right now, it is 10:23, which honestly is when I would have it if I were going to work. I would get into work around 10, sit down, get ready, and then just kind of like eat it around then. So this does kind of like add up to when I would have it during a regular work day anyway, but I'm going to have that now, then wait a little bit, finish getting ready, and head to the gym soon. So I'm gonna have a short but heavy leg day today, and then I will come back to do everything else for the rest of the day after. The almond milk's been all absorbed. This is how it looks. It has my fruits in there, and then I will leave the macros and the calories for this all right here. And a trick for this, for taking it for work, is if you buy it in like the bigger containers, and then that can obviously last for 4 days. But I have that smaller container, like the 2-serving one. And sometimes I'll just put the half cup in that and then add everything to it. And then I can screw the lid on tight. That way it's easier to take to work. Now I'm back from the gym, so I'm going to make myself a protein shake. I'm going to do 30 grams of the Women's Best Vegan Vanilla Protein, some frozen banana water, and some frozen blueberries, and just blend that up in my NutriBullet. And then I'm going to hop into the shower, clean my apartment a bit, and then in a few hours have my lunch. And then I might go to Starbucks and work on some stuff from there just to get me out of the apartment, but we'll see. So I'm gonna make that protein shake really quickly. All right, here it is. It was about 1 frozen banana, like an estimate, and I will leave the macros for this right here. Now it is about 3:30 p.m. I've just been cleaning my apartment after I showered, and I'm going to have my lunch, and then I don't think I'm gonna go to Starbucks. I know I mentioned that earlier, but I just don't think I'll have time because I do want to finish cleaning my apartment, like take out the trash, clean the floors before Clemens comes over, and then we make dinner, and then after that is when I will clean the kitchen. But for now, I'm just preparing like a big salad with a lot of volume, so I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, not my best of angles, but in this bowl, and I'm just using a huge salad bowl because I want to have a lot of volume, is just a bunch of kale and a bunch of spinach. I like a little bit more kale to spinach ratio, so that's just in there. And again, I'm just using a massive bowl because it is so much greens that I don't want it to like overflow on a smaller bowl. And now the lighting has changed. I've chopped up some celery and some cucumber. I'm just gonna put that in there. And then I have this avocado. Usually I would just do half of an avocado, but it feels like too soft. So I might use the whole avocado, but like cut around the good parts just so it like ends up being half. So we'll see how this looks. Yeah, there aren't even good parts in this one. Okay, I have a second avocado. This one feels better. Yeah, look how small that seed is. So I'm just gonna use half of it and take out that like brown part right here. The other day I also roasted a whole sweet potato, so I'm going to do, this is probably like half that sweet potato left. This is maybe like a cup of roasted sweet potato. And the protein that I'm going to do, this is just from Trader Joe's. It is Chunk Light Skipjack Tuna in water. So I'm just going to do that and put the whole can on top, and one whole can is 28 grams of protein, so that's a lot. And now on top of it, I'm also going to add some nutritional yeast and flaxseed just to give it some extra like B vitamins and that cheesy flavor from the nutritional yeast, and then a little bit more of the healthy fats from the flaxseed. And as the dressing, I'm going to do some olive oil, about a tablespoon, and some more apple cider vinegar. Makes it so good. I'm gonna mix it up, that way the avocado and the dressing gets over everything, but here's what it looks like before. You also wanna mix it kind of hard just to make sure that kale breaks down, or else it's really hard. And there you have it. This is a big, just like voluminous, big salad, big ol' salad. So that's why I put it in the big bowl, just to make sure that I can have space for everything. And it is so good. It has lots of protein because of the full can of tuna, good healthy fats, and I will leave all of the macros right here for you. I'm going to go enjoy this and then finish cleaning up afterwards. My apartment is clean. I'm currently watching The Great British Bake Off. I'm on like the last episode because I've just been like binge watching it while doing stuff here the last few days. And while I'm waiting maybe another like hour and a half to have dinner, I'm gonna wait for Clemens to come and then I'll cook it once he's here. I'm just gonna have a quick little snack. It's just a Fuji apple with some cinnamon and some chia seeds on top. I've always put cinnamon on my apples, but I saw an Insta story from Max Lugavere and he put chia seeds on his, so I figured I'll do that, and I had it the other day and I thought it was really, really good. So I'll just have this today. And I do listen to him where in his book he says not to have fruit really after 3 p.m. That way your body can process the sugars earlier in the day, but I don't really have anything else in my apartment to snack on. I've just kind of been buying food as I need to these last few days since I don't have to like meal prep and prepare for work. So I don't have too much, but I do have this apple, so I figured it's better than something worse for me. So I'm gonna eat this apple and I'll just leave the macros for that right here. For dinner tonight, I am going to be making some Banza pasta. It's a chickpea pasta, and I just have some basil organic tomato sauce. So I'm gonna be making that here. Here I just have some zucchini, red onion, and little mini red bell peppers sauteing, so we can put that on top of the pasta. And then as an appetizer, which it may actually finish after dinner does, just an artichoke that I'm gonna make like a mayo aioli. I have an olive oil mayo, so I'm just gonna add some like garlic, lemon, a little bit of Dijon mustard to make like an aioli to dip that in. And then I'm also going to make some chicken. I'm just gonna put some chicken on the stove with some fresh rosemary, and then that will go on top of the pasta as well. So I'll show you that when it is all done. All right, now before we serve ourselves, here everything is. The pasta, the veggies that I kind of burnt because they burnt right as Clemens got here, the grilled chicken, and the best part of all, the artichoke. And here is my meal. Alright, I didn't shoot my outro on the day that I shot the video because I wanted to be able to break down my calories and the macros to just explain that all to you guys. So my total calories for the day was 1,993 calories. which is pretty much where I want to be. I want to try to eat between 1,800 and 2,000 calories to just bring my metabolism back up and reverse diet. That way I can eat more without gaining any weight. My total carbs was 199 grams. Total fat was 88 grams, which is a bit higher than I like, but at the same time it all came from like that olive oil, so it's all really good healthy fats. None of it's like really bad fats at all. And 126 grams of protein, which is perfect for me. I'm aiming for anywhere between 100 and 120, kind of depending on what I can get for that day. And 64 grams of fiber. Of course, not working, some days I'm eating, like snacking a little bit more, which adds up, or some days I'm just like forgetting to eat because I get so busy and do things that my calories have been a little bit lower. And usually I don't push 2,000 except for the days that Clemens comes over and I'll make dinner. And I also don't usually have that pasta, but I had it in my cabinet and I had vegetables, so I figured I might as well just make that without having to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. So that definitely did add up, but usually when he's not here, I'll just make like a smaller dinner or just kind of like snack and like call it a day. So that usually gets me more towards 1,800, but again, a lot of those calories were in my lunch from the healthy fats, but it was such a big, full, filling lunch. And all these things you can also like meal prep for work. The dinner itself, if Clemens wasn't here, then I would have saved his portion as leftovers. We also had other leftovers that I ended up eating the next day for dinner. So they were all super simple meals, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked seeing the macro breakdown. And let me know if you want me to do more of these and just like show what I eat in a day, or like what I get from different restaurants or anything. Although we don't go out to restaurants and like don't eat out too often, but I would love to just like expand my what I eat in a day and share all of that with you guys versus just like simple cooking videos. So whatever you guys want to see, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you do want to see more of these and just what you want to see more of in my channel in general. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.